What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? Everything Buffalo show coming up real soon. You see who I'm with. You already know who I'm with. That man, that guy, he is him. He is definitely him.
Hey.
Buffalo Sabres. Hey. Buffalo Sabres scoring right now. Everything Buffalo show coming up. Get ready, like and share the show. We got a good one for you. We got a damn good one for you.
Yes, sir.
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? I am Andre the Torch Robinson, the fire starters in the building, everything Buffalo show. You know, of course, we do this thing every week. We are not going to be on the television station today, so we're doing a special show. And what's special? I mean, I got a special guy on the other side of me right now. You see what he is. He is built in Buffalo himself. My guy, Akeem Richards. What's good, bro?
Hey, Rich, Akeem Richards. If you don't know me by now, ladies and gentlemen, please get to know me. Dre, it's Thanksgiving Eve. It's a lot of entertainment going on around us, a lot of things that we can pay attention to. As you can witness, I'm glad to be here. I appreciate being on this show, brother. How you doing?
Man, you already know what it is, man. It's really good to be on another show with you, live from KeyBank Center right here. All right, everything Buffalo show going down. We are going to talk about the Buffalo Bills against the Detroit Lions first in this one. But
okay,
I would be amiss not to ask you, how did you feel about the Bills versus the Cleveland Browns?
I felt that the Buffalo Bills got a win. They got back on the win column. It wasn't as impressive as we are normally accustomed to seeing victories, right? We usually see the Buffalo Bills real flashy with it, real dominant with their victories. But this time, Tyler Bass had 6 field goals. We kind of played conservative, scaled back a little bit, but it was good to get back on the win column, right? Josh Allen was struggling with turnovers the last several games. He had 6 interceptions the last 3 games. And I know this wasn't the Josh Allen game where we wanted to see him throw for over 300 yards, but it was good to see him scale it back, temper some things back, get back to his mechanics and not turn over the football. So it was good to see Josh not turn over the football and the Buffalo Bills get back on the win column. Yes, do we have some things that we have to patch up and fix? Of course, but a W is a W nevertheless, and hopefully we can progress against the Detroit Lions tomorrow.
All right, interesting enough. Let me ask you this question. How do you feel about the Buffalo Bills run game?
I liked what I saw against the Cleveland Browns. That's the type of performance we want to see, or I would want to see from the Buffalo Bills. I think Josh Allen is an incredible player, but I do think at times he can do a bit much for the Bills, and I want to see other guys carry the load. So it was good to see James Cook carry the load and run for 7.8 yards per clip. It was good to see Devin Singletary carry the load and run for 4.8 yards per clip. So if the Buffalo Bills can do that, that'll be more weapons the opposition has to think about. So I like what we did on the running aspect against the Browns.
All right, interesting enough. Speaking on the running game,
yes, sir.
Do the Bills truly have a running game, or is this just, they played the Cleveland Browns, so they was able to have some success in the run game?
And that's an excellent question. Hey, shout out to the stadium you had too, Dre. Shout out to the stadium, going crazy. Um, and that's an excellent question. I think it's a combination of both, and I'm gonna tell you why. Of course, the Buffalo Bills did take advantage of the Cleveland Browns defense, Russian defense. They're giving up 135 yards per game. They're the 23rd ranked rush defense in the NFL. So they have their struggles. But it was good to see the Buffalo Bills being able to take advantage of those struggles that the Cleveland Browns have. Because sometimes there are games where you think teams should have advantageous things going on, but they don't. So it was good to see the Buffalo Bills able to successfully run against the Cleveland Browns. Can they do it against better defenses? That remains to be seen, and that's something that I want to see, but it remains to be seen.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Good to know. Definitely
Yes,
good
sir.
to know, because there's a lot of people who don't think that the Buffalo Bills really have a run game. Truly.
Yes.
Okay, you hear them chants, "Let's go Buffalo" chants. Nevertheless, here, right here at KeyBank Center, they hear us. They know what's going on right now. Everything Buffalo show. Talking about the run game, a lot of people think that they don't have a run game. A lot of people just think that they're mediocre at running the football. And me personally, I just think that it's that they don't call it enough. I think they do have a run game when it's utilized. You agree with that, right?
I do agree. I do agree with that assessment. When you look at Devin Singletary, his yards per carry, it's above the league average. So when he does get his touches, he is efficient when he gets the opportunity. So I do agree that the Buffalo Bills don't call the run play enough as they should.
Okay. Let's talk about the receiving. Let's get on the receiving end. Gabe Davis. We need to talk about him. Is he a true number two?
Right now, he's not looking like a true number two. Right now, he's not looking like a true number two, and I'm going to take it a step further. Isaiah McKenzie is a downgrade from Cole Beasley. So those are some things that we have to take for a grain of salt right now, because we're in this season. There's nothing we can do about it. But in the offseason, I think that the Buffalo Bills should try to rectify that situation and understand what they have on offense, or the lack that they may have on offense in terms of their wide receivers. And Dre's going to keep it going right here, because right now the four receivers, Diggs, Davis, McKenzie, and Shakir. I'm not sure if that's enough to get it done in the receiving department. So it's definitely a lot of questions that have to be answered and will be answered once the season progresses.
Interesting enough, Gabe Davis was considered to be compared to MVS. Do you consider Gabe Davis a true route runner?
No, I don't. I think the reason why he struggles catching the football, I believe he has a Josh Allen number catch rate, 17%, is because he does struggle running the rest of those routes on the route tree. And when you have to run a hitch, or when you have to run a slant, you have to position your hands in a certain way to catch the football. And it seems as if Gabriel Davis have this clapping action in terms of catching the football that seems only successful with deep routes and deep patterns. So I do have my concerns with Gabriel Davis running the rest of the route tree successfully, as well as catching the football.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Interesting enough. Stephon Diggs has went over 1,000 yards for the season.
Yeah.
What is your prediction on what Stephon Diggs' number will look like at the end of the season? And is he a top 5 receiver still?
In my opinion, yes. There's no question in my mind. In my opinion, Stephon Diggs is a top 5 wide receiver. We're talking about a guy that is in his 5th straight 1,000-yard season, right? We're talking about 2 with Minnesota. Those 2,000 yards receiving receiving seasons with the Minnesota Vikings, Stephon Diggs had two offensive coordinators, two different offensive coordinators, two different styles, still went over 1,000 yards. Comes to the Buffalo Bills and now performs in a clip at 3 more 1,000-yard seasons. And I do think the Buffalo Bills have about 6 games remaining. Stephon Diggs' career years, 125 receptions, 1,525 yards. I think he has a chance to get and eclipse those numbers this season with 6 games left. He's a focal point. He gets the targets, and I do think he can have a career year this year with our Buffalo Bills.
All right, good way to answer that question. But here's a new question. You know, I love to ask questions. That's me all day long. You are watching the Everything Buffalo show right here live from KeyBank Center. My question is, can the Bills produce offense that doesn't necessarily highlight Stephon Diggs all the time?
They're going to have to. They're going to have to, right? Because what are defensive coordinators and the opposition going to do? They're going to come to a point at times in the game where they're going to take away their best weapon. And your best weapon for us, obviously, is Stephon Diggs. So they may have a corner. They may put another safety over the top to take away that best weapon. So now other players are going to have to step up. Dawson Knox is going to have to step up. Isaiah McKenzie is going to have to step up. Ken Dorsey is going to have to step up his play calls. Can he call plays to get guys open, or is he just hoping that guys can make themselves available to Josh Allen? So Ken Dorsey is definitely going to have to step up in those tight perimeter spaces when we all know Josh Allen is looking for Stephon Diggs.
All right, my question is, who are the guys that you see so far this season that needs to step up more? Besides, I know you mentioned Isaiah McKenzie earlier, but if you could get some more production from a couple more people, who would it be exactly?
It would be obviously Isaiah McKenzie. I think the Buffalo Bills deeply miss Cole Beasley and his knack for getting open, his knack for being a clutch player, his knack for finding soft spots in the zone, right? So Isaiah McKenzie is definitely a guy that has to step up. Gabriel Davis, there's a reason why Emmanuel Sanders or another receiver wasn't re-signed, because the Buffalo Bills felt that Gabriel Davis, especially watching that Kansas City game in the playoffs, took that leap in progression where to say, you know what, we can go ahead and focus on other positions. We can go ahead and spend money on Von Miller because we trust Gabriel Davis is ready to be that number 2 receiver. So he's going to have to step up. Dawson Knox is getting paid like a top 5 tight end. He has 7 receptions, 70 yards. He's going to have to continue to be an integral part of the offense and have to step up in his opportunities and make plays. And last but not least, what about the running backs? James Cook, Motor Singletary, and Nyheim Hines. What is the purpose of getting Hines in this Buffalo Bills uniform? What do we want to do besides have him play special teams? I think it's important for him to get acclimated within the offense as a running back and as a receiver, possibly out the backfield. So there's a multitude of the guys that I'm looking for them to step up, and they are definitely capable of stepping up.
Okay, so right now, you're the GM. I put you on the hot seat. Ready?
Yes, sir.
Isaiah McKenzie, or do you go to Khalil Shakir?
Excellent question. Right now, I want to see what the rookie looks like. Give me Khalil Shakir. Let me see what he looks like. He's a rookie. Isaiah McKenzie, he's been here for a number of years. He's had opportunities to take a hold of being that primary slot guy, and he still leaves something to be desired. So while I like Isaiah McKenzie, I kind of know what he is and what role he plays and what he does best. Let me see Khalil Shakir.
Oh, okay. So you saying that he plays the boy band role the best, making videos and dancing.
I like that. I do like that, but I will say this. I do not think that he is the primary slot. I do not think he is a number 3 receiver for the Buffalo Bills. I think he's slotted too high right now. He's better slotted where he's been slotted for the Buffalo Bills. A number 5 receiver that's a gadget player that can get sent on jet sweeps and reverses and that can do some things on special teams, kick and punt returns. That's who Isaiah McKenzie is.
Whoa,
Yes.
wait a minute. Did you just say number 5?
Yes. Isaiah McKenzie is a number 1, 2, 3, 4.
Cuatro, cinco.
Cinco. Isaiah McKenzie is a number 5 receiver. He's not a number 3.
Wow. Unbelievable. Somebody need to hashtag that. Isaiah McKenzie, number 5. Okay. Mambo number 5. Okay. Mambo number 5. that's his nickname now. Mambo number 5.
And that's not even a disrespect. I just got to call it how I see it, what he showed. And what he showed us is that he's not ready to be that Cole Beasley type weapon. He's not ready to be an integral focal part of an offense. So, yes, number 5 receiver.
All right. Offensive line. Let's talk about the offensive line a little bit. Thoughts about the offensive line? Anything need to change? Anybody stepped up? Anybody you want to highlight?
Right now, it's just about getting the offensive line healthy, right? You know, Mitch Morse is banged up. He's questionable, a game time decision. Roger Saffold, he's okay. I don't think he's been great for the Buffalo Bills. He's been okay. The guards has left a little something to be desired, in my opinion. At this point of their careers, I do think Quessenberry is better than Spencer Brown. I know they're both battling injuries, but right now, I think Quessenberry is the starter on that offensive line, and I just think we need to continue to try to protect Josh Allen. It seems as if the Buffalo Bills in recent weeks have been struggling to protect him, whether it's Deion Dawkins getting beat by Myles Garrett, and that's a hell of a feat to go against in Myles Garrett, so I can't blame him. But Spencer Brown, Quessenberry on that right side, they seem like liabilities. So we definitely want to rectify that a little bit. We want to get some help. We want to get the best player over there. And we want to continue to help these guys, whether a tight end or running back to help Chip. I don't think our offensive line is great right now, but I don't think it's bad either. So definitely want to get healthy along the offensive line, and then we can see what we can do.
All right, interesting. By the way, you are watching the Everything Buffalo Show.
Yes,
right
sir.
here. My guy, King Rich, A-Rich, in the building
Yes,
with
sir.
the fire starter. All right, the day before Thanksgiving. Hey, Rich, real quick before we get into the defense, you know, because we on the offensive end and have been for the last 15 minutes. Offensively, what entree are you going to attack first tomorrow?
Offensively, you know what? The entree, I want to see Josh Allen be the Josh Allen we've been accustomed to seeing. I want to see that Josh Allen that we've seen against the Kansas City Chiefs, that Josh Allen that we've seen against the Los Angeles Rams in the beginning of the season. So let's go ahead, open things up early, put the ball in our hands of our best player and get the ball out to our best players in Diggs and Gabriel Davis and Dawson Knox. I want to see the Buffalo Bills be that dynamic offense that we thought they were in the beginning of the season. And we're going to need it. Hey, goal. Yeah, man. Big things. And that's what we need tomorrow. We need big things to happen tomorrow with the Buffalo Bills offense, because one thing that the Detroit Lions can do, they might be a bad football team, but the Detroit Lions can score. They're the sixth best offense in the NFL in terms of yards, 366 yards per game. So I want to see the Buffalo Bills offense get back to being that dominant or run all machine that we've been accustomed to seeing the last several seasons.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
Yes, sir.
A lot of scoring. We want to see scoring in the Buffalo Sabres right now. Just an update. 4-1 right now in the second period over the St. Louis Blues, by the way. 4-1. All right.
Yes, sir.
You hear it first right now, straight from KeyBank Center. Sir, that was a very interesting way to answer a question about Thanksgiving dinner. You decided to talk about Josh Allen. I said, what entree was you going to attack first? And you said Josh Allen getting it out to his guys. I'm talking about. No, you good, man. I was trying to skip. I was trying to skip a beat or two. Tell us what entree you going to attack at the Thanksgiving table.
Well, the wife
on the offensive end.
Yeah, well, the wife, she's preparing a lot of different dishes, right? She's from the West Indian descent, so she's preparing a lot of my favorite dishes. So one dish I'm definitely going to attack it first is the oxtails. The oxtails, rice and peas. I think I'm going to attack that first. Oxtails, rice and peas. Definitely going to attack that. And then I'm going to go, because my mother's Southern, right? My mother's from the South. She's from Georgia. So we have some turkey wings on deck. So after I attack the oxtails, I'm going to go get some turkey wings. And then I'm going to say, you know what? Let me go ahead and take a breather. I know it's mac and cheese left. I know it's potato salad left. I know it's smoked ham and smoked turkey left. But let me take a breather and let me go ahead and hit this peach cobbler with a side of banana pudding. So those are a couple of things I'm going to be hitting for Thanksgiving early on and often. And then later on, I'll be dibbling and dabbling in other entrees.
Man, oh man. I mean, I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, rams, yams, hogs, dog, beans. Right. My goodness. Lord have mercy. That was definitely updated and detailed straight up by my man King Rich. So we all know that if you want some good old food, we need to hit him on his Instagram or on his messenger and say, hey, Rich, I need you to UPS that plate immediately over Day Express, okay? We need a Day Express, all right? Especially the peach cobbler with the banana pudding. We'll definitely take that.
Oh, yeah, two of my favorites. Two of my favorites.
So we got somebody, they said candy yams and ham.
Ooh. Excellent combination. I will have both, by the way. I'll definitely partake in some, but that's definitely an excellent combination. Candy yams and smoked ham.
All right, so comment right here says better stop the run. Jamal Williams is really playing good ball, right? Gotta watch the kid Aiden Hutchinson, DPOY behind Sauce Gardner. Do you agree?
DPOY behind Sauce? No, I don't agree that he's on that level, but I do think he can be a problem for the Buffalo Bills tomorrow. I do think the tackles definitely have to be cognizant of where Aiden Hutchinson is at all times, because he can definitely wreck the game if we're not paying attention to him. But I definitely like the comment. St. Brown, the wide receiver, another underrated player. I want to see Dane Jackson get his head around. Dane Jackson is continuously there. He is there at the hip of the receiver, but he does not get his head around. He's going to have to do that tomorrow against St. Brown. So a lot of interesting things to see in this Thanksgiving matchup with the Detroit Lions.
All right, another comment from Mike.
Timothy. Uh-oh. Breaking up a little bit here.
Not be Josh. Yeah, will not be Josh and Stefan eccentric. Your thoughts?
Repeat that, because you paused. You was breaking up on me. Repeat that.
Okay. Mike Smith said Ken Dorsey is competitive as hell. Once he does wrong, he will do what's right to get it right, like Josh Allen. His game plan from here on out will not be so Josh Allen, Stefan Diggs eccentric. Each week, he will add more motion, more movement to his playbook. Do you agree?
I hope so. I hope so. I don't know that to agree with that, right? Why don't I know that to agree with that? Because Ken Dorsey is a first-time offensive coordinator. Ken Dorsey, this is his first time calling plays. Do we know for sure he knows how to readjust to the adjustments made on him? We hope he can do that. We hope he can implement these guys, Dawson Knox, Isaiah McKenzie. We hope he can implement the three running backs in Naheem Hines and Cook and Singletary and even a Duke Johnson, right? We want to see those guys utilized in situations where they can be mismatched nightmares to the opposition. But honestly, I haven't seen it yet. Hopefully, we can start to see some of that tomorrow. Hopefully, we can start to see some of the red zone struggles stop, us executing not only field goals but touchdowns and getting back into the swing of things in terms of being a dominant offense.
All right. New comment says, can we agree that maybe Brian Daboll wasn't the problem?
It's definitely possible, right? Josh Allen has struggled this year. He leads the NFL in interceptions and in turnovers with 10. That could be a multitude of things. Did he take a step back? Is it the offensive coordinator not giving him advantageous positions to be successful? But we know what's going on with the New York Giants, right? New York Giants, Brian Daboll, they in the thick of the playoff race in the NFC. And if I got to call a spade, I don't think their roster is a playoff-worthy roster, but they're getting the job done at the end of the day. So do we miss Brian Daboll a little bit? I think the results say yes.
Okay, good answer to that. Another thought real quick. We're going to talk about the defense just shortly.
Yes.
I would love to see Boogie Basham in the starting rotation.
I think we're going to get that opportunity to see a Boogie Basham sooner than later, right? Why is that? Gregory Rousseau went down with an injury several weeks ago against the Jets. AJ Epinesa went down last week against the Cleveland Browns. He's doubtful. So we don't have a lot of defensive ends left to speak of. I believe Mike Love was elevated from the practice squad. He'll be activated tomorrow. But right now it's Von Miller, it's Shaq Lawson, it's Boogie Basham. So we know how Sean McDermott loves to play that defensive line rotation. Bless you. We know how he loves to play that defensive line rotation. I'm pretty sure tomorrow, with the injuries we have, we're going to see some Boogie Basham, and let's see what he does. Let's see how he progresses and plays tomorrow's game.
All right, interesting enough. Let's talk about the defense. Starting with Matt Milano. Is he the best defensive player on this team?
I would say for this season, yes. This season, Matt Milano is definitely playing like the best overall Buffalo Bills defender on the team. We're talking about a guy who's popping up on film. He's making splash plays. He's making impact plays, whether that's forced fumbles, interceptions, or touchdowns. And historically, when Matt Milano plays, the Buffalo Bills defense and their team has success. And when he doesn't play, they struggle. And I think it's proof in the pudding at this point. But this year in particular, Matt Milano is probably having his best season of his NFL career, and that's saying a lot.
What's the motivation behind that?
It could be a lot of things, right? It could be the fact that Matt Milano is comfortable in his fifth season. He knows the defense. He understands it. He doesn't have to think as much. He could just fly around. It could be the fact that he's durable for the most part this season. He's healthy. He doesn't have any nagging injuries. It could be the defensive front. Tim Settle, Daquan Jones is a underrated, unheralded player that the Buffalo Bills and we don't speak about enough. Daquan Jones, he continues to eat up space, take on double teams, and he's an effective pass rusher. And I believe when you implement a Daquan Jones and a Von Miller and a Tim Settle and Jordan Phillips and you revamp that defensive line, you're going to have better years from your linebackers. And Matt Milano's one. Tremaine Edmonds is probably having his best season of his career. That's two. So I think that could be a product of the revamped defensive line as well.
Okay. Anybody who stands out in a negative way on the defensive end to you?
Oh, that's another excellent question. Again, Dane Jackson. Dane Jackson, in my opinion, he's in the hip of the receivers. He's there. He's playing good coverage, but it's 50-50 balls that is getting completed on him too high of a rate. So I do have my concerns about Dane Jackson overall, and I want to see Tre'Davious White come back healthy. I want to see Kaiir Elam come back healthy, because I'm not sure if Dane Jackson is a part of the best 11 defenders the Buffalo Bills have on the football field. So I just want to see our corners healthy, because I have my concerns with Dane Jackson right now.
Okay. With that being said, the best corner is ...
Oh, man. With that being said, right now, the best corner, in my opinion, has been Christian Benford, man. Christian Benford has been the best corner, in my opinion. And even in his mistakes, he plays at 100%. He doesn't have that type of energy where he makes mistakes and it compounds on him, right? He has amnesia. He makes a mistake, he forgets about it, and he's playing the next snap. And I like what I've seen from Christian Benford. Kaiir Elam has been hurt. I want to see him more. But right now, Christian Benford, no Trey White's out there. Christian Benford is I think the best cornerback the Buffalo Bills have right now. And I don't know how much that says. I don't know if that says much or not, but that's just my opinion.
Okay. Your thoughts on Xavier Rhodes and Kaiir Elam?
I think Kaiir Elam has all the athletic tools and capabilities of a corner that fits well in this scheme. I also think that obviously he's a rookie. He's a little wet behind the ears, and he has a learning curve. There's going to be some growing pains with Kaiir Elam, but overall, I want to see him out there on the field, and I think his athletic traits can make up for some deficiencies that he does have. And who was the next player you was talking about?
So I said Kaiir Elam, and I said Xavier Rhodes.
Xavier Rhodes is a guy that I want to see on the active roster, right? I talked about Dane Jackson not too long ago. I'm not sure if Dane Jackson is better than Xavier Rhodes. I know Xavier Rhodes is at an advanced age for a football player and for the cornerback position, but I think his experience and his savvy is something that I think is needed in this depleted defensive back room that the Buffalo Bills have now. So I want to see more of Xavier Rhodes. Is he the savior? Probably not. Is he a great cornerback? Probably not, but he's probably one of the better cornerbacks we have on the roster right now.
All right. Von Miller. Your thoughts on Von Miller so far this season?
Oh, Von Miller is having a good season thus far. He has 8 sacks. I know he's top 10 in the NFL when it comes to sacks. It's a little frustrating to see Jerry Hughes out there in Houston Texans have the same amount of sacks Von Miller has, right? So that was a little frustrating to see Von Miller but Von Miller is doing a good job for the Buffalo Bills. There's times where I feel the pass rush isn't getting there in times where I think we need to get there. But overall, as an individual, I think Von Miller's having a good season. We need him to consistently do this, though. We need him to be effective game in and game out. So while he has 8 sacks, we have 6 or 7 games left. He needs to have at least 12 or 13 sacks to end this season to be that impact player that we paid him to be.
Jordan Phillips.
Jordan Phillips is, I like what he's done. He provides a presence for the Buffalo Bills. He provides a spark for the Buffalo Bills. I know he's battled some injuries early on in the season with his hamstring or lower extremities, but I like what he brings. I like the energy he brings. I like what he's done for the Buffalo Bills. Now, is he another guy? Is he a guy that I'm looking to re-sign at the end of the season? I'm not sure. That's a story for another day. But right now, a healthy Jordan Phillips is a good thing for the Buffalo Bills. I don't think he's played great, but I do think he's provided a spark at times for that defensive line.
Okay. Let me read some comments. Final argument was, did Josh Allen not deserve one more possession? My answer is hell yeah, but of course I'm biased towards the Bills. Okay. That was interesting. That was a while ago, but good to be mentioned. So we speak of Jordan Phillips. We talked about Von Miller. And the reason why I mentioned a couple of these guys was for a reason. The reason being was because the Buffalo Bills right now currently are 8th in run defense. Do you believe that the Buffalo Bills are truly 8th in run defense? Or is it that they just haven't played good running teams?
That's an excellent question. I have to say that I believe the Buffalo Bills are truly 8th in run defense. Right. I do think the Buffalo Bills, we have to look at what they've done. They've went to Tennessee and Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry didn't have that Derrick Henry performance that we saw the year prior against the Buffalo Bills. So they was able to hold down Derrick Henry. But like in years past, they've had guys that went off. The New York Jets had 174 yards rushing. Dalvin Cook had over 100 yards. But what was Leslie Frazier able to do? Just like last year when Jonathan Taylor went off, just like last year when Ramondre Stevenson and Damon Harris went off. Later on, Leslie Frazier was able to scale it back and get the run defense back to a respectable level, back to a good level. And I think we saw that this season when we was kind of losing it. Dalvin Cook, New York Jets, and then all of a sudden Nick Chubb comes in. Tremaine Edmonds is hurt. You thinking Nick Chubb is possible that he can go crazy, but the Buffalo Bills did a great job bottling up Nick Chubb and rectifying their run defense. So I do think overall the Buffalo Bills are indeed a top 10 rush defense in this NFL. I do think it's real. I don't think it's a fluke. Von Miller?
Yeah, we got comments. It says, at this stage, he is a situational pass rusher. Says, he is not a 60-snap guy a game anymore. Then there's a comment that says, why not? He's an elite run stuffer. Then it says you gave up 3 games straight of 150 yards plus rushing. And then the last comment, obviously, says he scaled it back because you were playing the Falcons and Jaguars.
When we play the Falcons and Jags, are you talking about last season? I guess last season.
Yeah, last season.
Okay.
What he's talking about.
Oh, okay. I mean, what about this? What about this season? How much did Derrick Henry? How much rushing yards did Derrick Henry have this season? How much yards did Nick Chubb have this season? I think when you're playing a 17 game schedule, I do think there's going to be times where you give up rushing yards. These are very good running backs. Dalvin Cook is an elite running back, right? This is a guy that is very capable, not only against the Buffalo Bills, but against anybody in the NFL. So when you're playing 17 weeks, I think there's going to be games where you're going to give up those rushing yards. But overall, in its totality, I think so far the Buffalo Bills have done a solid job. Like I said, Tennessee didn't go crazy running the ball. Kansas City didn't go crazy. Miami, the first game, I don't think they had that much success running the football. So I think it's a give and take. I think the Buffalo Bills at times have their moments where they struggle, yes, but I do think Leslie Frazier does a good job in bringing those guys back down to earth and saying, you know what, let's get back to our fundamentals and do what we know how to do correctly.
So let's talk about this comment right here. It says you gave it up to Aaron Jones, Michael Carter, and Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, I think first of all, I think Aaron Jones is a solid running back, right? I don't think, in my opinion, Aaron Jones is possibly a top 10 running back in this NFL. I can't get mad at that necessarily. And you have to think of situations, what's going on, the game plan. The Buffalo Bills was up. The Buffalo Bills was winning. I'm not saying that it was a cause, but it's probably some reasoning behind why people get yards when you're winning games. And the Green Bay Packers, they're not that great passing team. They were struggling with their receivers. I think they was running the ball and in situations where you would think they would pass the ball, right? You're losing the game. It's late in the game. You're still running the ball. You're having success running the ball and you're getting those yards. But I think at the same time, the Buffalo Bills will take that being up and you're letting the clock run. So we have to look at situations and why things happen and not just look at, flip up on Google and see the stats, right? So now against the Minnesota Vikings, okay, Dalvin Cook, he ran wild. He had over 100 yards rushing himself, but he had one play. Dalvin Cook had one play where he ran for 71 yards, right? He had 14 carries overall. He had one carry where he ran for 71 yards. He had 119 yards overall. So if you take away that one carry, you can't take it away, I know. But if you take that away, the Buffalo Bills did a pretty solid job keeping Dalvin Cook in check. You don't want that touchdown to happen, and you can't take away the 71 yards. But I'm just breaking down reasonings on why stuff happened, right? But excellent question nevertheless. And of course, the Buffalo Bills, they're not the perfect team. They're going to give up yards.
Packers were running because it was a close game and they don't have
receivers. Said that. Yep. Agreed.
All right. With that being said, let's talk about Buffalo and Detroit coming up. Time to get a little analytical. Buffalo Bills 7-3. ESPN has Buffalo winning this game 83% to 17. They're not giving much of a chance to the Detroit Lions. Josh Allen right now currently has thrown for 2,930 yards, has 21 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Also leads the team in rushing with 483 yards, 4 touchdowns on 71 carries. And Stephon Diggs, 8 touchdowns this year, over 1,030 yards on 76 catches. All right. We talked about Stephon Diggs earlier. I wanted the stat line for Stephon Diggs for the end of the year. I'm going to ask one more time to my guy, A-Rich, before we get on to other topics. All right. A-Rich, stat line, Stephon Diggs, end of the year. What will his stat line be?
All right. So if you want me to come up with a stat line, let me get his exact numbers. Right now, 76 receptions, 1,033 yards. Final stat line for Stephon Diggs. $118 catches. 118 catches, 1,600 yards, 10 TDs.
Wow. All right. Interesting enough. Yep. I'll make sure I keep that. Somebody need to write that.
No, sorry. 108 catches, not 118. 108 catches. Sorry. But yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, here's a stat line somebody just put up. Diggs, 105, 14, 50, 13 touchdowns.
Okay, I like it. I got 108 for 1,600.
All right. Mm-hmm. With that being said, once again, you are watching the Everything Buffalo show right here. The fire starter, King A. Rich in the building. Built in Buffalo. Speaking of being built in Buffalo, right here
Yes, sir.
live,
Yes, sir.
KeyBank Center. We are live. We are going to talk about the Buffalo Sabres shortly, but I want to get a prediction from you about the Buffalo Bills Detroit Lions game. Give me a prediction and give me your X factors of this game.
Prediction: the Buffalo Bills win this game by the score of 34-24. 34-24, the Buffalo Bills. X factors for this game. Excellent question. One for each side of the ball. X factor, offensive side of the ball, Gabriel Davis. X factor, offensive side of the ball. Defensive side of the ball, X factor, Damar Hamlin. I like how he's been playing as of late. Damar Hamlin, he looks like he is progressing well in his role. The game is slowing down for him. He's an effective blitzer. He's not afraid to get his nose in there and make the tackle. And I think he's going to have another exceptional game tomorrow against the Detroit Lions. So Damar Hamlin on the defensive side of the ball, Gabriel Davis on the offensive side.
All right. With that being said, I have the Buffalo Bills winning this game 31-14, or at 31-17. I'll give them 17. All right. Buffalo has over 100 yards rushing in this game. Josh Allen will throw for at least 300. So the Bills offense will get 400 yards in this one, 30 plus points, and they will win this game convincingly, 31-17. All right. For more Buffalo Bills sports talk, you know where to go, man. There's plenty of places to go. Built in Buffalo is one of them.
Yes, sir.
Go to my guy, King Rich. All right. Built in Buffalo shows, phenomenal shows. I've watched plenty of them.
Appreciate it,
plenty
brother.
of them. Love them to death. With that being said, we have the horn. That horn means the third period is coming up. We will talk about the Buffalo Sabres in just a moment, but first, we got to go to a commercial real quick. Commercial break, and we'll be back with Buffalo Sabres talk.
Yeah. Bills Mafia. Don Brown. Yeah. It's the Mafia, you know I'm rocking with the Bills. It's the Mafia, you know I'm rocking with the Bills. It's the Mafia, I'm with the Buffalo Bills. It's the Mafia, you know I'm rocking with the Bills. Hey, who you reppin'? What's your team? Who you reppin'? What's your team? You know I'm reppin' for my team. I got Josh Allen on my team. Micah Hyde, Jordan Poyer, can you catch it? Can you? Trade day is like a mask, you not catching anything. Matt Milano making plays, we not scared of any team. Best in the AFC, all the praise of Brandon Bean. You hear Sean McDermott clapping while I'm snapping? Do you? Jerry Hughes will get the sack soon as you snap it. Yeah. Andre Roberts running back, ain't no just backing. Mafia, we on a ride and we got traction. We got Beasley, we got Diggs. McKenzie make you miss. Dawson Knox with the stiff arm, treat opponents just like his. Feliciano, Deion Dawkins block defenders like the Fins. Hey, it's the Mafia. I said no one on top of us. I said no one is blocking us on top of our division, so it's clear that it's no stopping us. Google best team in the league and we popping up. Hey, who you reppin'? What's your team? Who you reppin'? What's your team? You know I'm reppin' for my team. I got Josh Allen on my team. It's the Mafia, you know I'm rocking with the Bills.
All right. Back here live, KeyBank Center. The Sabres, 4-1 right now. 4-1 over the St. Louis Blues. Man, really good output the other night against Montreal, 7-2. 7 goals after, 8 straight losses for the Buffalo Sabres. They were 7-3 originally, like the Bills are right now currently. And what a rush they put on Montreal with 7 goals. looking like the old Sabres from the first 10 games of the season. And right now, they have 4-1, even though they just got a penalty for tripping. But the Buffalo Sabres have scored 11 goals in the last 2 outputs so far. We still got a couple minutes here, 19 minutes left in this third period for the Buffalo Sabres to pour on more. But I am liking what I'm seeing right now. Jeff Skinner definitely got on the scoreboard today. Victor Olofsson got on the scoreboard as well. Jack Quinn is out there on the ice. Question that was asked about Jack Quinn to Coach Don Granato about Jack Quinn earlier in the week. Shout out to Joe Monson-McDowell for his phenomenal expertise with that as far as Jack Quinn is concerned. And then something else happened right after that 7th loss that they got when they were here at home. The Buffalo Sabres decided to activate UPL after the question that I had asked earlier in the press conference the day before. Shout out to, I got to shout out Brian Duff and Marty Baron for being phenomenal and believing in Rise Up Family, Challenger News, sports journalism. As to kick off the show last week, I was told coming in the building that they started off their show with yours truly on MSG. So I appreciate those two guys, man. Definitely for believing in what we do here. Also, shout out to Randy Schultz as well. I just was talking to him earlier. He's down there. Really good guys who cover the Buffalo Sabres hockey. All right. Again, Sabres up 4-1 right now. You hear the organs playing. They live tonight, by the way. This place is almost packed, out to capacity. And at 10 o'clock, get ready because we'll be back on the air again. Waffle Sports, late night sports, where we will talk the Buffalo Bills, Detroit Lions again. And I need y'all to bang my line, okay? I need y'all to bang that line, 716-837-1112 tonight. Make sure y'all show up in full effect because we will start off the show by talking about the Bills and the Lions. And then we will talk about UB as well. We'll talk about if UB will be bowl eligible tonight as well. After this week coming up, they're looking for that 6th win. All right. So can the UB Bulls become bowl eligible? And then we'll make some NFL predictions. We definitely will make some NFL predictions for Week 12 as we talk about the NFL games coming up, Thanksgiving and Sunday's games, Sunday and Monday's games as well. It should be a whole lot of fun. Make sure y'all show up. All right. Make sure y'all support. Oh, our new acquisition has showed up as well. Tyson Jost has showed up. He's from St. Albert, Canada, by the way, out there. He's played a couple games in the NHL. Actually, he's played 13 games in the NHL so far this season. But in the NHL, totally, he has 112 points for his career. So the Sabres pick up another guy in Tyson Jost, another forward. And he's out there on the ice right now. So we get to see, new acquisitions. I will be asking Don a couple questions later on tonight that I got fired up, ready to fire start during the presser. And then we'll be on Power 96.5, Waffle Late Night Sports. You know what it is. Myself tonight. Mookie is in Detroit. Mookie Hawkins is in Detroit. He'll probably call in too. And we'll talk some sports again. All right. So I want to thank everybody for listening, tuning in. I want to thank A. Rich from Built in Buffalo for his phenomenal Buffalo Bills analysis, man. Got to give that guy some props, man. Real good guy. Watch his shows. Be supportive. All right. But y'all already know what it is, too. Rise Up Family. Shout out NCW. Hashtag Jaw U Club, baby. We coming January 14th. Get ready. All right. Shout out to my son Jeremiah Robinson, and the whole entire Jaw U squad, man. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Eastern Hills Mall will be rocking January 14th. So good to see. Can't wait. Looks like a fight is about to break out. Oh, but they stopped it. Okay. With that being said, I'm out of here. All right. Y'all saw the commercial. Make sure y'all support. All right. Tickets are still on sale. All right. $3 a piece. Hit up Marcus Betts. All right. For the raffle. And shout out to Melanie B, Spice Girl. Shout out to Melanie B for this phenomenal video that I'm gonna end this show with again. All right. Just showing off some of the things, you know, that we do. All right. See y'all later.